Hey Pisces, welcome to the Guiding Chariot. This is your new weekly reading for the first week in October. Exciting. House rules. This is going to be a general reading for all Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. My only ask is that you take the messages as they resonate. Do not try to force anything. If it doesn't make sense to your situation, just means it wasn't meant for you. Leave it on the table and take the rest. Alright, my lovely Pisces, I am going to focus this reading on this upcoming Aries full moon. I believe it's on the 1st, if I remember correctly, on Wednesday. And really my target in this, my focus on this, because I just can't let this moon go. Mars is in retrograde, making tempers shorter, maybe, your energy levels, your drive, your motivations can be getting messed up. Tempers could be high, especially with this full moon coming. Full moons naturally heighten emotions, and it's triggering Aries, whose ruling planet is in retro, which makes it even shorter. So big window of healing and growth and opportunity for us. I really want us to tap into it. So this reading will really be about me being clumsy, about really what energies are kind of surrounding us and coming to us in this full moon, where we are in our journey, and how we can best utilize and tap into this beautiful full moon. All right, there we go. One other thing, just to kind of talk about it, October, crazy month astrologically. If you've looked into it, we'll talk. Let's talk about that while I get your next card. So we have this full moon in Aries coming up on the 1st. There's a second full moon this October on Halloween. How cool is that, right? And then in between, the new moon is actually a super moon. So 2 full moons and a super moon all in this month. So there we go, thank you. Very powerful window we have in front of us right now. All right, so Pisces, let's get into it. So first thing out, we have new moon in Virgo. It is time to give more than take, or rather than take. What does it say? Yes, time to give rather than take. So being giving of yourself, being charitable. And when I say charitable, I don't mean you don't necessarily be making donations and giving all your stuff away, but I would almost say be willing to compromise, especially with your time. Make time for others, or if someone needs help, try to make yourself available, right? Try to just be open to, I don't want to say those in need, because that's not what it feels like, but in a way it's like if someone, requests assistance or needs help, try to be available. And I don't really know, honestly, I don't really understand why. I don't see, when I say that, I mean there's always good reasons to help someone, but as far as a direct correlation, might be it's a little vague to me, might come through with the tarot, but it does feel that and it's not like you've been overly selfish and now it's time to give back, that's not what it feels like, but I would almost argue there's this need to reconnect in a way, or at least connect in a different way. Okay, Pisces, I'm gonna be real honest, and don't shoot the messenger. I hope this doesn't come off sounding kind of meh. I almost think that you have been in a space, because again, you have been boss lady or boss man for a while now, because your readings have been lit, literally lit. With this will card coming up, I almost wonder if it has been so hyperdrive focused for your will, and you've been exercising your will, which isn't a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, but it almost feels like there needs to be a bit of a shift to even the flow of energy, right? It doesn't feel like this is to hurt anyone or hinder anyone, or you're not doing it to gain favor so you can, call on favors later on. It doesn't feel like there's a direct advantage here, but it does feel like there just needs to be a rebalancing. It may have been a little too much Pisces, and now we just need to open it up a little bit again. And again, it's not to make it sound like you've been selfish, because you haven't. You have your own life. You need to take care of those things, right? No one's going to do it but you. So it's not that it's been bad, but I think maybe there's people around you that maybe feel like they've fallen in the ranks on the totem pole of priorities, Maybe there's people around you that feel more distant from you because you have been so focused and you know, taking time to work on what you need to work on, which again is not a bad thing. But it feels like there just needs to be a little recalibration in a way. Some people around you might be feeling a little woohoo about it, and not about your success, just about, you know, spending time with you, or having you know, just having that coffee chat you used to have, or, you know, whatever that feels like. And honestly, some of you, look at that, Ace of Water, which would be the Ace of Cups. So it's self-love, but it's love, it's companionship, definitely connection to all your relationships. So maybe that our emotional cup needs a little filling. We need to spend time with, you know, those that are close to us and those that mean something to us, right? So it's just good for the soul. It just feels like we just need a little soul shift. Okay, here. I feel like it's not gonna flip. Oh, yeah. So then we have the Call. This is Judgment in a traditional deck. And it's funny, considering what we were just talking about. Normally this is, you know, the Judgment card can talk about finding your purpose and following your purpose and, you know, that rebirth of sorts. Here, to me, this Call, it's almost like a call, how we talk about like the call of the nature. This is like the call of the soul. Like you are being called on an emotional level here with this Ace of Cups to return, to reconnect, right? And also it can still be speaking to, you know, your own passions, your own ambitions, your own goals, right? Especially if it's, you know, part of your calling. And having the need to focus on balancing the two. There has to be time for Pisces, but then there also has to be time for, you know, those Pisces care about. So we have Nine of Water, again speaking to emotional contentment. This is the Wish Granted card, and I get it kind of came like that, so it's kind of in reverse. I'm not going to take it that way, but it could speak to, again, that imbalance where, you know, it's almost giving me like Five of Swords vibes. Like, you know, yes, the wish is granted, but do you really get to enjoy it? Are you getting the full sparkle? Are, you know, the people you wanted to share this success with, are they there? Right? And again, I'm not saying that, you know, your loved ones, your friends, they're not mad at your success. That's not what's going on. But again, it's just, I feel like people, and when I say people, I include you in that, are just missing the connection, right? You may have been working on something so much and, you know, had your head down and doing the hustle. That's too, don't want to take these, that's too much, Spirit. Yeah, that's too much. You know, you may have been so on the grind, but it's taken you so far out of your regular flow, especially socially, that I think that, oh, I saw flip bars. Where are you? There you are. Yeah, so we have King of Air and Ten of Air. So King of Swords, Ten of Swords. Some of you could be dealing with, this feels so random. I don't know how I feel about these. So some of you, this maybe for some of you, might be dealing with an air sign. There might be some tension there with the Ten of Air. There might be some conflict there. That's weird. Okay, we're going to take a moment for this. Spirit, can I clarify this King of Air and this Ten of Air? What's going on here? Thank you. Look at that. Queen of Water. So for some of you, this could be, I would say, having it come up King and Queen, this could totally be you as the Queen of Water and an air sign partner, possibly. Doesn't have to be, but stands a good chance. That, again, with this Ten of Air, could be some conflicts, could be some tensions, there could be some things that really are just starting to cause a lot of pain, right? And normally swords, air, it's an intellectual suit, right? So it's more about thought and the mind, and here I'm talking about emotional pain, but this card does bring a lot of pain, right? It's almost like a forced defeat. It's like a forced death. So So for some of you, some things might be coming to an end, or at least bringing a lot of tension. Hopefully there's resolution, right? Whoa. I love how that was like literally on the word resolution. Hold on. What do we got here? Okay. So, you know what's funny? The cards that fell out that I put back, they're back again. So, and I will say, these may be specifically for those of you that are resonating to this King of Air, Queen of Water, Ten of Air storyline that's happening right here. So we've got the Five of Fire, which would be the Five of Wands. So internal conflict. So this is more you in your head. Should I, shouldn't I? Is this what makes me happy? Is this what I want? Should I be here? Should they be here? You know, yada, 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 yada. Then we have the Eight of Earth and Patience. All right. So to me, together, this is really speaking to, so Patience is Temperance in this particular deck. But this is speaking to, again, you kind of on your grind, right? I would almost say in response to this relationship, whoever this person is to you, this possible air sign, the tension here isn't really going to be resolved by you. And when I say by you, it's not like this is something that maybe you have to come to terms with or something you need to adjust. It feels like if there's tension in this relationship, it is solely on the other side. And there's really not a whole lot you can do about it. And you being an emotional being, right, water sign, you're the one, you know, on some level, especially an emotional level, or, you know, could be brewing with this, you know. You could also feel a little hurt, but I would say it's more frustrated and confused, and you know, there's more questions than answers. There might be so many questions that now you're suspicious, and it's starting to affect you, right? Because again, you're so linked to your emotions. Once your emotional space, your emotional security gets, you know, effed with, you know, it's just a matter of time until everything gets effed with, and then you're screaming and yelling and upset and mad, and nobody wants that, especially you. So to me, with this Eight of Earth and this Patience card, it's really about, you know, in this relationship, you know, you may have to just kind of, I don't want to say end it, that's not what I'm saying, but you might have to do your own thing, right? Because the Eight of Earth is literally, Eight of Pentacles is do your work, right? That does kind of tell you to keep your head down, you know. So in this relationship, it might be good to find ways around it. It might be, not around it, away from it, right? Maybe you need a little space. Or maybe you just need to do things not the same way, or, you know, if, like, let's say, you know, if this is someone you live with, right? Like, let's say this is a partner, you know, you see each other all day, every day, in the house, in the living room, you know, so it may be doing something different. It may be getting together with friends to change that energy, shift that mood. Also, it may just be better for, like I said, you to do your own thing. Go see other people, you know, connect in a different way to shift. Because if you've been so in your grind and doing what you need to do, and you're just at home doing what you need to do, maybe you go to work, do that, come back home, continue, and you're not shaking that up, and then you're stuck in this energy, right? This Ten of Swords energy, and it's same day in, day out. You go home, you work, you come home, you're in Ten of Swords. You get up, Ten of Swords. Go to work, come back, still sitting in Ten of Swords. Like, this may just be a nice shift to break all of that up. And then you have the Moon card, right? So secrets, things coming to light, things happening in the dark, right? Mysteries. To me, I don't necessarily think there's something hidden from you, although, you know, depending on your situation, maybe there is. I don't feel anything like nefarious off this card. To me, this is more about illumination and gaining clarity and insight to things. So a lot of your intentions during this full moon can be, if this is your situation, a lot of, you know, what you look into and ask for during this. Oh, look at that bottom of the deck. Seven of Fire. This is Seven of Wands. Independence. Freedom. But there's also an opportunity to transform here with these little, you can see little dragonflies in there. So a lot of you, there is a need to connect socially with others and not be so so nose to the grind. And then again, for some of you who are in this situation, it's about doing things for you, not for the pair, because the tension that's happening in the pair really has nothing to do with you. Are you being affected by it? Yes, but it doesn't have anything to do with you. There's also not much you could do to change it without just bullying your way in, right? So it doesn't belong to you. You really shouldn't be the one to do it, and even though it's creating tension that maybe this person is doing it differently or not doing it or dragging their feet, whatever it is, sitting with that isn't going to make you feel any better. It's also not going to help progress it. So instead of being in this Ten of Swords energy day in, day out, go do something. Go do something for you, right? And I would recommend involve someone you care about or have a connection with, especially if it's someone maybe you haven't seen in a minute, all right? But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up your reading there. But I love you guys. As always, thank you for all the support you give to me and my channel. If this resonated, I'd love it. I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up and drop a comment down below. You can also put what you're doing for this full moon. I think it'd be a cool thing for us to share with our little community. Yeah, it's just exciting. And if you're not already, please subscribe to the channel. We get together every week and talk mysteries and messages and magic. It's fun stuff. But until next time, stay safe. Take care of yourself, Pisces. I love you guys. And I will see you in your next video. Bye.